Hey everyone, it is Laurel with Gelling with Laurel, your independent distributor for GelMoment. So this is my second set with the colors of the month for February. I am applying my second coat of Ladybug Rouge and Maya's Cheeks on this set of nails. So for those of you that are following along that don't know the GelMoment products, the Ladybug Rouge is the red color and the Maya's Cheeks is the pink color. So I'm only going to apply the red to the ring finger and the thumb, and I'm going to omit the pinky, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm applying some of the Ladybug Rouge, which is the red, onto my palette. And of course you can use any type of palette that you like, a silicone matte. We have the Creativity Matte from GelMoment. You can use wax paper, tin foil, anything with a quick cleanup. So now I'm just using the Maya's Cheeks, which is the pink, to do the middle finger and the index finger. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to add the pink to the palette in between the red lines. I'd also like to thank all of the new subscribers that we have on the channel. Thank you so much for hitting that button. It means a huge amount to me that you are clicking that button, and I hope I can keep bringing you some great content. So now that we have the second coat on the two fingers, I'm just applying some of the Maya's Cheek, which is the pink, to the palette. And I got a little bit of red on my brush, so I just wiped it off on the palette. As you can see, it's pretty easy to come off, and you can even use a lint-free wipe to wipe it off if you can't just get it off on the palette. Now I'm using the Red My Mind, which is a glitter polish. The Red My Mind is also one of the colors of the month. I'm going to use the flat brush from the GelMoment Creativity set, and I'm just going to wiggle that in. Now, you could grab a dotting tool and, give that a little bit more of a swirl before you pick it up. It doesn't really matter, because when you're pushing the brush through, you get quite a bit of swirl to begin with. So it's really not necessary to do the swirl unless you're going to pick it up with a jelly stamper, but everybody has their own preferences. You don't really need to. So you just want to remember to keep the polish on top of the brush. So when you're picking it up, you keep the polish on the top of the bristles, and you drag down from the matrix part down to the free edge of the nail plate. And as you're dragging it down, you can give it a little bit of a wiggle to help with the marble effect. Now, because all of these colors are very, very similar, I think that I'm going to put in a little bit more contrast. So I'm grabbing the medium liner brush from the Creativity set, and I am going to use some of the Meet Me at the Chapel. You can use Lovey Dovey or any other white that you have available, and I'm just putting it on the palette, and I'm going to load up the bristles of the liner brush with the white, and I'm going to drag it through to give it a little bit more contrasting marble effect. There really is no right or wrong way of doing this. If you look at a piece of marble or travertine or quartz or anything like that, they're just natural veins. So nature puts those veins in, and there's really no pattern, so you can just slide your brush across the nail plate. Of course, you want to make sure that it's wet. You don't want to be doing this after it's cured. I haven't cured this nail yet. It still has all of our colors that we had on the palette, and I'm using the white to go through the wet colors that were already on the nail plate. And then once you're satisfied with that, then just go ahead and put that in for a full cure. Okay, so moving on for the next part of this nail set, I'm using the long liner brush now. This is the longest one that we have in the creativity set. I have loaded the bristles up with the Ladybug Rouge. And basically, I'm just bracing my finger or my hand with my ring finger on the hand that's holding the nail. So ring finger down, steadying, and I'm just pulling the liner brush straight across the nail, making straight lines. Now, all we're going to be doing here is just outlining the nail plate. So this just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of steadiness. The longer the liner brush you have, the better, because the brush is going to do more of the work. If you have a small brush, then you might shake a little bit, and if you shake a little bit, then the polish is going to be crooked. But if you have a long liner brush, it is way less of a chance for you to make a crooked line. Honestly, getting yourself a great set of brushes is worth its weight in gold if you want to start trying nail art. If you start trying doing nail art and you only have a couple of brushes, you're going to get frustrated and you're going to think that you can't do it. But in a lot of the cases, it's just the tools that you use. Some people don't have the artistic background. Some do, but honestly, if you just have a little bit of artistic talent that you can put into a set of nails or anything else for that matter, the tools will help you so much. So if they're available to you, get some, use some. So once you've completed the border around the nail and you're happy with what you have, you want to make sure that you put it in the lamp for a full cure. So after you have a full cure, you're going to want to grab the dotting tool, and what I've used is the Ladybug Rouge, and I've made 2 nice little humps right at the back of the nail close to the matrix or your cuticle. And these little humps are going to be the tips of the heart. Now you want to make sure you have enough gel polish on there to fill in a full heart. So if you don't think you have enough, just add a little bit more. Now I'm using the long dotting tool out of the creativity set. It has a nice pointed end, so there's less of a chance of there being any kind of bend in the bristles if it was a liner brush or a detail brush. It is very sturdy, so it's very easy to make a nice straight line and a nice pointed tail on the heart. So make sure that once you have those hearts the way that you like them, you make sure to give it a full cure so the gel polish does not move on you. Gel polish is runny, so the longer it's left on the nail, there's more of a chance of it running and going out of shape of what you've already done. Now I'm pretty much doing the same thing on the thumb, but I'm using Red My Mind, which is our glitter polish, and I'm going to make larger, quite a bit larger heart than we've already made on the other nails. So I'm basically just going to help the circles by moving it out a little bit more. I'm not worrying about using the pointed dotting tool so much. Because it's not a solid color, you're not really going to see the heart as clear as what you would say with the red that we did on the pink. Now, once you have those down, we're going to do the same thing as we did with the pink, and we're just going to stick that into the lamp for a full cure. So like the pinky, there's not going to be much contrast from the glitter polish to the base color of the Ladybug Rouge, so I'm going to use some Maya's Cheeks. And then I'm going to grab the liner brush, and I'm just going to outline this glitter heart with the Maya's cheeks. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that there's a little ball of polish on your liner bristles. If it's too big, you're going to have too much gel polish and it's just going to end up running and it's going to get all over the place and look like a mess. One good thing about gel polish is if that happens, you can wipe it off because it's already cured underneath and you can start over again. But if you're anything like me and you don't like doing things more than once, then try to make sure that there's only a little bit of polish on those bristles so you do not have to wipe off and start all over again. So I've decided that a couple of these lines are a little bit crooked, so I'm going to show you how to fix that up a little bit. So if you have the Creativity set, there's a little petal brush in there, or a small round brush, I think it's called, that you can just make sure it's clean, and then you can just drag it across and you can crisp up those lines. Every time you take it off of the nail plate, wipe it off on something. I have some blue industrial paper towel that I use. It's the most lint-free. There's so many products out there nowadays that say that they're lint-free, and they are most definitely not lint-free. And I'm sure a lot of you can feel my pain. So if you like it, then go ahead and put it in for a full cure. So when I took these out of the lamp, there's too much pink, too much red, too much shine, too much. So I'm grabbing the Matter Effect and I'm going to top coat the Matter Effect, which is a matte top coat, onto both pink nails. Make sure if you're using a top coat, especially a matte top coat over top of a shiny or glossy top coat, that you make sure that you have full coverage. Sometimes it's hard to see because you can't tell the difference until it comes out of the lamp, but just do your best to make sure it's completely coated. Make sure that you cap it as well, because that shine will show on the capped part that you've already done. And once you have it completely cured, then put it in a lamp, and here you go. This is what the set ends up looking like. I really like this set. I'm not a big, huge fan of pink and red, but I think it's pretty nice. What do you guys think? So I hope you guys liked today's video, and if you did, please like and subscribe to get some more great content, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.